Alright guys, so here's how the car accelerates before the RV6 Jpipe. And then tomorrow, when I do the install, we'll see how it runs with the RV6 Jpipe. What's going on, guys? So we're going to be doing the RV6 Jpipe, my 2014 Honda Accord V6. And we got all the components here. We got the two gaskets, nuts and bolts, and then here's the torque specs for the those of you who want to do the install. So we're installing this in my 2014 Honda Accord V6. This is a 9th generation Accord V6, and we're gonna lube up the factory bolts with a PP blaster, and then we'll try to get these off. Okay, so I got the bolts all lubed up, and for the oxygen sensor, you'll need a 22mm box wrench. And here's all the bolts that are all lubed up and stuff. And I also did the back of the cat there, which has three bolts that need to be lubed up. So the first thing you want to do is remove the oxygen sensor before removing the Jpipe. So now we got Bocce Tech here working with a 14mm deep socket to. So there's the two factory bolts, and then there's got
so three, huh?
Yeah, 3 and 3, okay. And then there's 3 on the catalytic converter. There's 3 too.
Record how he's braking, like how he's.
Oh, that's here? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so he just broke the 3 bolts, and then here we have the 3 stock bolts. And then we're going to work on the other side of the Jpipe. So he's breaking loose the back of the Jpipe now.
Okay, so now I'm going to use the.
Now we're busting out the power tools here. Get these bolts off of the easy peasy. So now we've got to work on the rear cat bolts, and these are a little bit more rusty, so we may have to use a 13mm. We'll see.
We'll see. So the thing is,
I'm gonna spray a little more PB blaster here. But yeah, for those of you who are doing the job, these bolts here are going to be a lot more rusty on the 9th gen Accord V6. So we used a brush to take off some of the rust on the bolts, so it should help ease getting those bolts off there, which is supposed to be the hardest part of the job, is removing those bolts on the catalytic converter. Alright, he's trying to manually break the bolt. But we'll see if this works with the breaker bar.
okay, so yeah, so this one is open.
They broke loose?
Yeah.
Nice.
When you hear like
yeah. So far you got 2 of them bolts broken. There's got 1 more to go.
Yeah.
It's just a tight squeeze here, but so now we got a smaller wrench here. So we're using 6-point sockets to not strip these bolts, but like I said, these are harder to do, but they are broken loose. It's just a matter of getting them undone. So we broke that one loose, and now it's coming right off. But yeah, extra care is needed with these bolts because they're a lot more rusty, so just a heads up. Okay, so now we got 2 of the bolts out. Now we just got 1 more to go, and just a matter of loosening them up.
Yeah. make sure you push, you know, and it's keeping straight.
Yeah.
That's the most important.
Alright, so there's the factory J-pipe, and then here's the aftermarket one. So we're going to save some weight here, and also get some less restriction on the exhaust flow. So here's another comparison with them lined up side by side. As you can see, the RV6 Jpipe is a lot less restrictive, and also weighs a lot less. So it's a little bit of a weight savings too. So we're getting there. So right now he's just cleaning up the areas where we mount the Jpipe to get good clean contact. Using a brush there. So now he's cleaning the contact points of where we're going to mount the Jpipe. Get nice clean even contact and clean the area there. Okay guys, just an update. We do have the J-pipe mounted, just not all the way bolted down. We just have it loosely being supported. Now he's replacing the exhaust hanger for the J-pipe, and we'll get things going. And just a pro tip, when you're installing the oxygen sensor, what you want to do is you want to turn it the opposite direction of when you're going to screw it in. That way the wires will be straight when you are done torquing it down. So just a little tip there. Make sure you don't get the wires too wrapped up. And I'll bolt it down with the 19 or the 22 millimeter wrench. So now he has to tighten these catalytic converter bolts. He's got a 17 millimeter wrench holding one side, and then a 14 millimeter on the other side. So. Just a matter of tightening those bolts. I got 3 of them on that catalytic converter. So we're making good progress. The last thing you guys want to do before buttoning everything down is clean off the J-pipe, because the fingerprints will get baked on there. So it's a good idea to clean off all the fingerprints before you take the car off the lift. So just a pro tip is to clean that off afterwards. Right now we're just buttoning down these J-pipe bolts, and you got to torque those to 40 foot-pounds if those of you want to go by the spec of RV6. We're doing 39 foot-pounds on the J-pipe to exhaust. So he's torquing down those bolts to 40 foot-pounds. And then we'll do the same for these front ones. Okay, so now we're torquing down these bolts in a star pattern. You want even pressure on this J-pipe, and then like I said, 40 foot-pounds of torque. Alright guys, moment of the truth. We got everything all buttoned down. Now it's a matter of starting the car and see what happens. She's running just fine. Just got we did disconnect the battery, so the EC does have to do some relearning, but she starts up and all good to go. So now we're going to do the pull with the RV6 downpipe. A little bit more raspy. Very good. But the install went well, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you did, give it a like, and then we'll take things from there. Peace out. Thanks for watching. Test out mid-range, sport mode, 45 needle throttle.